scheduling is my favorite thing to do. I freaking love it. I love it. Good tight schedule, and we will be in rocking shape. Okay, so Firehouse. Okay, so what I did is in Asana, I created basically a Gantt chart for the job. So final drawings, he just gave me these, so we're good. Okay, so start construction July 8th. Whoops. So I have 4 days in for demo. Well, basically, before we start going through everything day by day, basically July 8th, and then the way I had done everything out, we were done with work, mid-November. And that's kind of what you had thought as well.
Yeah, as we get, couple. I'm figuring maybe like a couple little delays here and there, little nonsense stuff. But as long as, like I said, my only concern is the building department.
Yeah, and what I did is I put in 5 days for every inspection, and I didn't let any inspection overlap. Meaning, if plumbing had to go before electrical or fire, that's 5 days. So I'm adding like 10, 15, 20 days for inspections and just pissing time away.
Yeah,
right. Look at the amount of time that there's no work going on before we start installation.
Yeah, well, that's when we were thinking about it. That's why I was saying is if we do demo, I had demo at 5 days, just to be a little bit more meticulous with things.
Yep.
And then from there, basically start our laying out everything out real quick. We'll do like 1 day, just making sure we're laying everything out the right way.
That's what I had. I have a day of layout.
Right. So now we're at 5 days demo, one day layout.
So that's 5 days. I have the exact same. We've got the same thought on this. So
right, cool.
5 days on demo. What is this? There's skylights and those aren't critical path.
No. Those are the things that I'd focus on when we have that downtime. Right. Because I don't want to interfere on the major part of things. The skylight's simple because when I say simple, meaning that it's not going to impede anything.
Basic freight, right? It's inside. Not critical path. It's out of the
correct.
Right.
So if we're waiting for inspections, boom, go do that.
Right. Anytime you get screwed on a delivery or time frame on an inspection, we've got. I have them in here just so I have everything accounted for, but totally agree with you.
I'm trying to leave the small stuff for the down days. If we can do that, we will have consistent. I don't want to lose that on the simple stuff.
Totally agree.
The more important days.
So I have 2 days in here for layouts, but I'm sure it's one. That's fine. Rough framing I have in as 16th to the 23rd. You want to put that a little longer?
I would go to the 24th just to play it safe.
Okay.
And then we just try to. My plan is when we do the framing, I want to frame out the upstairs and then go downstairs because again we need the working space and then basically 100%. Transition into this room.
So that's a great thing to talk about. So we're just trying to think if we could leave that garage wall out, but being that it's the bathroom wall of the master bath, Rich is going to have to.
We don't have to frame the entire thing. We can frame just up until that point.
Kind of what I was thinking.
It's not a big deal. We can work that in as we go because again we could talk about it and I feel like that could be
yeah. I think the thing to do might be to not frame the downstairs closet, to leave our hallway wider, like any of the closets along that wall, and that way you've got a nice wide alleyway where we could stage job boxes. And then we leave as much of the garage open as we can. Because
with this job, we obviously have an advantage because everybody's in-house, so we can work the schedule pretty tight. We can even frame everything upstairs, start getting everything roughed in with the plumbing, the electrical, because again, everything's got to come downstairs anyway. Right. It's not like we're starting down and going up.
Right.
If we keep that in mind, then we still have full use of the garage. Then move the framing work days into this room.
And that's actually one of the, not that I don't want to jump around. I want to really try and stay in order, but the big thing for me is to figure out, obviously I got to handle all the ordering. So I'm thinking, when do I need the outdoor kitchen cabinets for you? Like when are we going to be finishing the roof deck?
I think that once we get to the point where we get our inspections and they say, okay, close up your walls. I think that at that point that we know that you need to start bringing in your stuff for your interior.
And is the roof deck going to be one of those things that you leave as like, well, we're getting screwed on inspections now, we're waiting, we're losing time, and we'll do that when we can do that.
Because we're going to have to get, because when we do the roof, obviously we're going to have to get the roofing inspection in place when we do this. And the skylight's not a big deal because it's existing stuff. All we're doing is closing it.
And patching it.
But this here, obviously we're putting down a new roof, so they're going to want to inspect it.
Okay.
On that part.
Okay. So rough framing, we've got the dates we're happy with. Plumbing, I had 3 full weeks.
Yeah. That's just about right.
Okay. HVAC, I've got a little bit less time because so much of it's on plumbing because of the radiant.
2 weeks is good.
Okay. Electrical, I did the longest just because there's so much wire to run.
Yeah, because normally when we're doing projects, we're seeing like a 3-week turnaround time on the rough ends. But if you add in the weekend, because you have a little bit more in-depth stuff compared to what we normally do.
Okay.
For residents.
Yeah, I feel good about that. Yeah. So I'm ordering the kitchen when I'm in Italy June 9th to June 20th. And then it'll ship, it's going to ship either right before their August shutdown or right when they get back. But in any case, we're going to be fine for
either way.
October delivery.
Those needs to come in.
Huh?
Those need to come in no matter what stage we're at. We're the beginning of it or we're towards the end of it. We just order it and get it in.
Oh yeah.
Because we don't want to mess around with that since it's coming over.
Then we've got inspections pumped out. We know that that's going to be a big outlier. Insulation, I've got as 4 days a week. 5-day week.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it being longer than that.
No. You just keep in mind when we call for inspection for insulation.
I have it in.
Okay, good.
Got it right here.
All right, good.
Yep. Windows, it's outside of your scope, but I just have it on here. They said they're going to do this whole thing in like 2 to 3 days.
I believe it.
It's insane. I am so excited to see that go down. Yeah, and actually, Renewal by Anderson is here tomorrow, and I'm doing all final measures and everything.
That's what I was going to ask you.
They're coming tomorrow, and we're doing like the actual manufacturing measurements. Like they did all their approximates for my bid and all that stuff. They're coming tomorrow and spending time.
Do you think they should pull maybe a window out or anything like that just to double check everything?
I don't think so. They work in this area, so they know all the masonry stuff that we've got to deal with. Sheetrock tape spackle, I've got 2 full weeks.
Yep.
That's good for a nice finish. And then I didn't have any. It's such a mess when sheetrock's going on. I figured nothing else would be happening. Right? There's boards everywhere. There's dust everywhere.
Well, yeah, we try to. The idea
tile guys don't want to be in here trying to lay tile or doing finish.
No, we tend to keep everybody out. Unless it's like something, like if something's bad on timing, then we're forced to do it. But I like to keep everybody out so they can do it because the dust alone is a killer.
It is. It really is.
So it's better off that they clean up, they're done, they walk out, and then
we think the exact same way on that. Okay, so tile work then I have as 3 full weeks. That's master bathroom full tile. This bathroom, rental bathroom, full tile. Second bathroom, full tile. No tile in the powder room.
Right.
Big backsplash on the bar. Mm-hmm. Small backsplash behind the fireplace. And the countertop guys are separate. So that's it. So that's it. So 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There's no critical path stuff, so we can add time if you think they need more time. No,
I think the 3 weeks will be okay. Because I'll talk to Uncle Sal.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Uncle Sal, don't worry. Okay, and then I've got trim and doors, kitchen install, finish HVAC, finish plumbing, finish electrical, finish AV wiring.
Oh, I would like no rush, but your timeline for tile on arrival, when is it going to be? Or do you have samples of it?
So I have samples at my apartment now. I would say I'm 95% finalized. I was down at Garden State Tile, went through a bunch of stuff. They had a few samples that weren't in there. Literally new stuff coming off a boat from I think Spain. So I'm waiting on 1 or 2 more things, and then June 26th I go to Sapien Stone, the countertop guys, and I'm bringing my tile samples and making sure they look the way I want them to look with the big slabs.
Gotcha.
So I would say end of June, I can tell you, exactly, but it's 90% porcelain. There's a concrete tile that's going in the vestibule floor only. Actually, everything else is porcelain. Maybe a little bit of ceramic, but I don't think so.
The reason why I'm saying is I want to bring Uncle Sal here. This way I'll introduce you, and at the same time you show him what you have. Okay. And then I want him to lock in the time frame. Okay. And say, hey, this is nothing. That's fine. Nothing, because obviously intricate pieces. He yelled at me when I did subway tiles in the whole bathroom. He was like, dude, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, why? He goes, you didn't tell me. He goes, I calculated. Okay, great. So okay, I will have every sample here. We can go over that with him. I just want to make sure he's good and he tells
100%. In terms of the tile being delivered, if we're looking at starting tile work October 14th, have it here the first day of October.
Yeah, I mean that should be okay. I think it's comfortable.
This way I know what my responsibilities are. So sign that to me. We skipped over. So I'm having Kohler deliver all the rough-ins week of July 17th. Okay. Is that?
Yeah, because we're going to need all
you've got your rough framing from the 16th to the 24th. So if we get delivery that week, we're good.
Yeah, because we're going to need all the the valve bodies for like the showers and stuff like that. If you can get that.
They were really good. The last time I worked with them, they did one order. It was like 2 or 3 pallets came, all the rough-ins, and then end of the job, a couple pallets, obviously more pallets because it's toilets and stuff like that. So it was. So I'm on that already. That's already been placed. I'm gonna verify that with her tomorrow.
Okay, great. If you can get that like a little bit before, if you can, that'd be a little bit.
I was just nervous about having dumpsters. But I guess we could put it in here.
Yeah, we can put it in here. We'll have the guys here.
Okay. So I'll tell her. You know what? I'm going to tell her to ship it.
Might as well. We have plenty of room in there once towards the end of the month.
Okay.
Right. So if we have to stack everything.
Yeah, we do. We sure do.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So I think it played safe because the last thing you want to do is say, "Hey, I anticipate this date," and they get a hiccup.
I'm going to release everything. I'm going to release everything from her, from all the rough Kohler stuff. I'm going to release today. Okay, so finish work. So finish HVAC. I've got at I only have it in as a week. I don't know.
To do all the
train stuff.
Yeah, well, we have the 2 weeks to do all the rough end stuff. Yep. Once that's all done. Then it's all the finished work, which is going to be the grills, thermostats, stuff like that. So, I mean, a week just to do that.
2 weeks?
No, a week's fine.
A week's fine? You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Finished plumbing. I've got in as 2 full weeks. I mean, it's 3.5 bathrooms. But I guess this doesn't take into account like bleeding out the radiants and making sure. I don't know when that's done. This is my first gig with Radiant. Yeah. So I don't know.
You have a lot of radiant, so it's gonna take time. The boiler part, putting it together, is what's going to be.
So should I give him 4 weeks?
No, I would give him 3 on the finish. I would give him the 3 weeks.
Okay, 3 weeks. So.
Because you got to keep in mind that when we're doing that, by the time he gets all the radiant in, puts the manifolds in, stuff like that, then he's got to come back and do the boiler. The boiler would be on the finish end of it. So he's going to need probably a solid week and a half to get that all done, then do all the rest of the finished work inside. The toilets, sinks.
Got it.
Faucets.
Okay, so let me just adjust this stuff. Wait.
Now remember, some of this stuff will probably be done simultaneously.
Yeah, all this is.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Even look, if it's shorter, I'm just doing nothing but smiling. Like,
yeah, of course,
you know. Finish electrical. I've got 2 weeks.
It's probably
Plates and.
Yeah, I think it's probably more than what we need, but
Okay.
I think that's
Well,
very safe.
with how much time we're gonna need for plumbing, it's fine. It doesn't matter really either way. Yeah, I've got floors taking 1 week, but it's a herringbone pattern. So should I give him more time than that? I mean, I know those guys fly.
Well, let's hold off until he gets back to me. Because
Okay,
he said he
cool.
was
That's
gonna-
fine. Fair enough. Yep.
I told him I'm here till like 3 o'clock, so he said that he's going to try to work it in to come down here.
Okay.
Tomorrow can always work too because you're going to be here, correct?
I am gonna be here.
Yeah. So
yeah.
if it's not today, it's
And so, yeah, we're right to mid-November.
he said I spoke to him about it, and he wants what he's going to do is when he gets here because of the wood, and depending on what you wind up picking out, he's very very meticulous with the moisture content in the building.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Good. Because
Yeah,
my dad had that problem. He's got floors separating
Yes,
now.
he's probably one of the few people that we've dealt with, and again, I know him since from back in the day, and
Great.
he's the only one that I've met that when dealings of flooring that he comes in and does a moisture test. If the moisture test doesn't meet, he's going to tell you straight out, I'm not putting
doing
the floor.
Great. I forgot to touch on paint. I have a week for paint. Should I do 2 weeks for paint?
Yeah, I'm going to need a little bit longer. Are you doing anything crazy as far as like just straight paint on the wall? No,
Just paint. I mean, there's going to be some color choices, but
No,
like,
I'm referring to like, are you planning on doing like any type of like design on the wall, like putting stripes and stuff like that? And
No.
Yeah, I think play it safe.
2
2
weeks.
weeks could be good.
Okay, so yeah, so he's just in there after trimming doors. Basically, is where I have him. Kitchen install I had marked as a week, but I guess that should be a little longer because it should be probably kitchen and vanities and bar, and because you got 2 kitchens.
Correct.
So you want 2 weeks for that?
Yes.
Okay, so 2 weeks for that. That I think adjusts things a little bit. No, because there's no. Oh no, that's great. Now, will you be able to do like kitchens and vanities and have a different set of guys doing trim and doors?
Oh yeah. Great. Yeah. That's the everybody that we're gonna have is pretty much in house. The framers, depending on our timeline, I already spoke to my friend of mine that all he does is framing. I spoke to him. I said, depending on our timeline, how we make out, if everything's solid and I need help, he's like, he's got to come in.
Okay.
And then they'll do.
Oh, you know what I got to put in is appliance install. So put appliances.
Your timeline looks like my family tree.
I love Gantt charts, man. So like I said, Mila's going to do the install because they're going to be here. I just want to make sure I'm letting them know. So literally end of October. Okay, I feel really good about this. So if it all goes to plan, November 15th, which means I got 10 days to make sure the appliances work so that I can do Thanksgiving here.